like to think that we can control our lives, that we have mastery over our surroundings. But there's a delicate vulnerability woven into every moment, and sometimes that fragility becomes undeniable. Reality exposes this weakness. The ordinary ceases to matter, and survival becomes the only relevant truth. When a tornado appears, nothing else matters. The world pauses, and time itself almost freezes. It doesn't matter what you're doing before the tornado, because you stop doing it. It doesn't care who you are, where you are, or what you're doing. You could be a soldier in the middle of a heated battle, weapons blazing, chaos everywhere, and when that funnel touches down, the war ends. A new enemy has arrived, and you can't attack it. It doesn't bleed, it doesn't suffer, it doesn't reason, doesn't discriminate, and it doesn't care. From calm silence to unimaginably violent fury in just mere moments, these storms challenge everything we believe about safety and survival. These storms can make you question the nature of reality, existence itself. Why do tornadoes happen? I mean, how is this even possible? And I don't mean scientifically possible. How is it metaphysically possible? How or why can nature just suddenly produce a concentrated form of kinetic energy that rivals a small nuclear bomb and just drop it over everyone? Today we're going over 10 tornadoes that stand apart, not just for their size or speed, but for the terror they unleashed on everything in their path. Let's start out with a little bit of a curveball. At number 10 on our list, we're going with the 2016 Katy-Wynnewood, Oklahoma EF4 tornado. Yes, I know, this wasn't one of the most lethal or destructive tornadoes ever, but not every tornado has to be a record breaker to be terrifying. The footage from this event is just incredible. Honestly, one of the most photogenic tornadoes I've ever seen.
Man, oh no, there are the lines. Oh my. Oh.
It was a really low precipitation storm, and there are so many amazing shots you can really see in fine detail just how violent the motion is.
Stay right here, it's moving.
Now, this was not a massive tornado by size, but there's always been something about this one that sticks with me.
Dang it!
Hold, stop. Building hit.
On this day, a swarm of supercells produced several tornadoes across southern Oklahoma. This one was the most infamous of the day.
Oh my goodness. It was like trees down.
This tornado is the smallest one on our top 10 list today, but Doppler radar detected winds of over 200 miles an hour, strong enough for an EF5 status, but the damage that it left behind didn't meet the criteria for that, and that's a good thing.
Power flash, watch power lines, Gabe.
Oh no.
Turn that.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, this tornado caused one fatality in Wynnewood, then the storm cycled and dropped again and another fatality. And despite being a pretty small tornado, it caused $15 million worth of damage. Thankfully, the tornado didn't hit any larger towns or cities, but in the end it really doesn't matter because it's still inflicting severe trauma and changing a lot of people's lives. So in the end, it was pretty small, but it was really powerful and fast and destructive. And that's why I put it on this list. Not to mention, it's one of the most photogenic ever.
There's the left side of it.
At number 9, we've got the April 27th, 2011 Hackleburg, Alabama EF5 tornado. And this one is up there with the most powerful tornadoes ever recorded. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of great footage, but there are several clips where you can really see the size, how powerful, just a large, violent tornado.
Turns and comes towards us, we've had it. If it swings around, we're done.
Look at that, man.
I got it.
Look at that.
I'm seeing it, man.
This tornado occurred during the April 27, 2011 Dixie Alley super outbreak, which went through Alabama and Mississippi. And this one had the longest path of any tornado that day, over 132 miles.
Look at that. Look at that right there. See the rotation?
This tornado maintained EF5 intensity for over 25 miles, an extremely rare feat.
On the ground.
Wow. So we have a large wedge tornado. Look at the bottom of the screen. We've got power flashes. This is a massive tornado.
This one lofted vehicles, scoured the paint completely off them, and threw them over a quarter mile. Surveyors said they couldn't even tell what kind of vehicles they were. Debris was found over 70 miles from the path. Unfortunately, this tornado was one of the most lethal in modern American history, only passed by Joplin. 72 people lost their lives from this one tornado, and sadly over $1 billion worth of damage. One of the most underrated and most powerful tornadoes in American history. For our number 8 tornado, we're staying on the same exact day, one state over. The Smithville, Mississippi EF5 tornado.
Man, that's just debris stuff.
There's debris up in there. It's right here, man. You gotta jump up here.
I hope it's going out.
It's no back. Look at that debris, you know.
Oh,
That thing
man.
flipped.
It comes this way, I'm going downstairs.
Yeah, you could see all that debris just whirling around.
Many people will tell you Smithville was the most powerful tornado of all time. And there's no doubt it's up there, one of the most extreme storms we've ever witnessed. Nearly the entire town was wiped off the map. Trees stripped down to bare stumps, and vehicles were lofted and hurled nearly a mile through the air.
Oh, large hail.
Very few tornadoes leave a mark the way the Smithville tornado did. It was more than just a powerful EF5, it was a rare, concentrated fury. A storm that makes you realize just how small and fragile we really are.
In less than 60 seconds, the tornado had destroyed half the homes in town and 14 of the town's 16 businesses. It was the strongest tornado to hit Mississippi in more than 50 years.
We've lost our whole town. We've lost everything we've ever known.
And for the mayor of this small town, the destruction is overwhelming.
I'll be right honest with you, I cried like a baby.
16 people lost their lives in this tornado, and there was over 75 million worth of damage. An EF5 tornado that is still studied today, one of the most infamous, notorious EF5s of all time. At number 7, the Bridge Creek Moore F5, May 3rd, 1999, a date that lives in infamy forever. Maybe the single most studied tornado ever. And this one has a pretty good claim to being the most powerful tornado of all time.
Very narrow funnel, but it's rotating very strongly, Gary. There goes, wow. That is absolutely awesome. It's about a half a mile down the road from us now, Gary. Okay, I want to stop here. We're going to get some shots. Oh, wow.
Without a doubt, one of the most destructive tornadoes we have ever seen.
Right in here would be Southwest 74th. And this would be Southeast 79, Southwest 79, so right in 104. So this tornado is moving right up into densely populated areas. In fact, it's in it right now. We've seen some incredible damage. A path, maybe a mile wide, maybe longer.
Now there's a little bit of debate about what the wind speeds actually were. A mobile Doppler radar measured winds as high as 320 miles an hour. There's been a few other tornadoes that have been measured around this same range, but it's still fair to say that this was the fastest tornado ever recorded.
I'm going to get it, Rick. Videotape me. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Look at this.
It's hard to portray just how bad this tornado was. At the time, this was without a doubt the most notorious tornado in modern America. It carved a path right through the suburbs of Oklahoma City.
I've been in this business 30 years and I'd never seen anything like that. I always knew someday an F5 would come through the metro, but I had no idea it would be that big and that vicious.
This tornado was a machine of destruction, tearing through more, obliterating homes, tossing cars like toys, and leaving a landscape that nobody could have prepared for.
Knew this was bad. I just knew it was going to be awful. I don't believe this. I do not believe this is happening. Hang on, everybody.
You can see pictures, you can see videos.
503 to 502.
But unless you're actually right there in the middle of it, you really can't comprehend the total scope.
You got to look at this. This is phenomenal. It's gone. The neighborhood is gone. It's leveled. There's nothing here. I mean, it's incredible. It's just foundations and rubble.
Without a doubt, one of the most terrifying tornadoes ever. I think anyone would have this on their list. 36 fatalities, over $1 billion worth of damage. When I make these videos, I spend a lot of time digging through the internet, tracking down obscure tornado footage. And sometimes that means ending up on some pretty sketchy websites. And in today's world, there are endless ways your data can be tracked and stolen and sold. And that's why I've been using Proton VPN. Proton VPN is a virtual private network that protects your identity and your data. Data harvesting is a massive global industry, stealing millions from innocent people every single year.
Do not redeem! Do not redeem the card!
What?
No!
Okay.
No!
And the sad part is a lot of it happens to people who never thought it would happen to them. So that's why I recommend Proton VPN. It keeps my data safe and it can do the same for you. And if you follow the link in the video description, you can get Proton VPN for only $3.59 a month. That's $3.59 a month to protect yourself, protect your data, and support this channel. So again, click the link in the description, grab Proton VPN, and take back control of your online privacy.
Our chaser Lanny Dean reporting a very large tornado on the ground.
At number 6, the 2007 Greensburg, Kansas tornado, a massive nocturnal EF5 monster that destroyed over 95% of Greensburg. Of course, this was a nighttime tornado, so there's not as much photo or video of it as we usually like to see. But seeing that huge wedge illuminated by lightning is just horrifying. Just try to picture it, an EF5 tornado tearing through your town, debris flying everywhere, and you're in the middle of it in complete darkness.
Now is the time, Greensburg, to take your tornado precautions. You need to be in your shelters. Your arrival time is imminent. The storm is knocking on your door. A confirmed large, dangerous tornado from the National Weather Service, a tornado emergency now in effect for Greensburg.
In a matter of just minutes, this tornado tore everything to shreds. It didn't just destroy a town, it erased a community. A historic, violent tornado that left residents to do search and rescue all night in the dark.
Someone hold the light or something. Yeah, I got the light. Wait, can you hold the light with the other hand?
How are you doing?
Ready? Ready? Mark, you're gonna have to cowboy up, buddy. We're doing what we can do.
This clip is just hard to watch, seeing a distraught woman with her husband trapped under a pile of jagged debris that used to be their house. If you're a weather nerd like me and you watch a lot of these videos, it can be easy to get desensitized to the insane reality of these kind of events. It can be easy to forget how traumatic these situations are and how much it changes these people's lives. I don't think any of them are ever gonna forget about what it's like to live through this. In the end, this tornado recorded 11 casualties in Greensburg and did over $250 million worth of damage. One of the most historic tornadoes of all time, and actually the first EF5.
It is a mile-wide debris cloud. It is a mile-wide wedge, violent tornado. The only way you're going to guarantee you will survive is if you are out of the way, below ground, storm cellar, or basement.
Number 5, the May 20th, 2013 Moore, Oklahoma EF5. The second time Moore is on this list, and of course for very good reason.
As you can see, just a huge tornado that is definitely growing, and every second we're on the air, it's getting bigger, Mike.
Okay, let's go to the storm tracker. Tornado emergency now in effect for Moore. Tornado emergency for Moore. You folks in Moore, you need to grab whatever it is you need to grab, and you need to go underground. Bottom line, grab your kids, grab your loved ones, grab your friends, or just get out of the way. Tornado emergency for Moore.
This tornado is one of the most well-documented tornadoes we've ever seen. There is a plethora of incredible footage taken by professional chasers and also residents who just happen to take out their phones.
Oh God, there's so much debris in the air! There's so much debris in the air!
For the most part, this tornado was highly visible, and one of the scariest things about this one is the rotation field around it was just full of debris everywhere.
Lots of debris. This is a repeat of May 3rd, 99. This is a repeat of May 3rd, 99. Dear God, please keep these people safe. I'm sitting behind an F5 going through my town. And it's going through my town, man. And it's gonna hurt some people. It's gonna hurt some people bad.
Folks, this is heading into Moore. This is heading into Moore. This tornado is heading into Moore.
I used to live in Moore, and so it's still surreal to watch all this footage and know all these locations. Watching an EF5 tear through a large city in the middle of the day is crazy and insane, but it's a whole different level of terrifying when it's your own city. Living in Moore, for me, it was like if you were a big Broadway music fan and you moved to New York City, and just every day you look around, oh, I'm here. That's how I felt almost every day in Moore. I'd be driving with my wife or my daughter and be like, It came right up here. This is where it was coming. It came up this street here, and it turned a little bit, and they would just, we know. You've told us this.
You're a weather dweeb, a weenie, a nerd, a dork.
You never want to say it, but we're going to say it right now. This is May 3rd, all over again.
And you see it's a violent tornado. This is a tornado emergency. The debris ball is about a mile wide, so the tornado itself's half mile or more.
This tornado was a repeat of a nightmare that happened in 1999. One of the most destructive tornadic thunderstorms in history. 24 fatalities, including 7 children, and about $2 billion worth of damage. Dozens of neighborhoods, a hospital, 2 elementary schools that were full of children. This tornado took out everything. And if you haven't seen the video I did on More, make sure you go to the channel and check that one out.
Oh, here it is. Look, tornado. It's coming? Yep, sound. Hey, there it is, Robbie.
At number 4, the infamous, mysterious El Reno tornado.
There's the tornado there with Reed. Wow, holy mackerel. It's a carousel of tornadoes. You know, he was talking multi-vortex. You see how fast those are moving.
There are a lot of things about this one that make it maybe the most unique tornado ever. For one, it was over 2.5 miles wide, and at one point it had 24 individual funnels within the main circulation, of course making it a multi-vortex tornado. At certain points it looked more like a wedge tornado, like here, you can see it pretty much looks like any typical wedge, but within that circulation there's a bunch of individual funnels coming and going almost at random. At one point, a mobile Doppler radar measured wind speeds just shy of 300 miles an hour. If you didn't know, that's pretty rare. Combine that with the appearing and disappearing funnels that change in its path, it all makes this one of the most terrifying ever on anybody's list.
It's wedging out this way.
Weather Channel storm chaser Mike Bettis had a near-death experience with his crew when they drove into the path.
Hold on, brothers. Hold on. Everybody duck, go, go, go. Just keep going if you can. Keep going if you can. Everybody duck down. Everybody duck down.
Their vehicle was lofted and thrown by the tornado, but thankfully they all survived without serious injury. But unfortunately, the same can't be said for the legendary Team Twistex, consisting of Tim Samaras, Paul Samaras, and Carl Young. Their vehicle was sucked in, lofted, and thrown. And sadly, all 3 of them lost their lives, making this the only known tornado with storm chaser casualties. This storm wasn't just dangerous because of its high wind speeds, but because of its unpredictability. Even the most seasoned storm chasers with decades of experience were caught off guard. This was such an incredibly unique tornado, a part of me really wants to be able to admire it for its beauty, but it's hard to do that knowing the tragedy it left behind. But with that said, the shape-shifting nature of this tornado is just amazing. I mean, look at it. It looks like a wedge at points, and then it will suddenly turn back into a multi-vortex. At the end of the day, this was the most tragic tornado ever for the storm-chasing community. A wild and unpredictable, record-breaking tornado. But thankfully for the city of El Reno, this was not nearly as tragic as it could have been. The tornado changed directions and made a dip all the way around El Reno. It also avoided the Oklahoma City metro area. If it had stayed on its original path, it could have gone directly through the metro. But still, there was a lot of damaged homes and businesses, about $40 million worth. In total, 8 people lost their lives, including 3 of the most well-known chasers in the world. El Reno remains a reminder that tornadoes are more than just natural disasters. They are enigmas, forces beyond human understanding.
Something that you pray that you never, ever, ever see. Look at that. Goodness gracious. This will be a day that will go down in state history. This is a large, violent tornado coming up on downtown Tuscaloosa. Be in a safe place right now. And all you can do is pray for those people.
My pick for our number 3 most terrifying tornado ever is Tuscaloosa, the April 27th, 2011 EF4. I'm not sure how many people would put this one this high on the list, but there are so many shots of this one that are just scary.
Come on, get on.
There's 2 of them. We need to go that way. No, God damn it, go back. We're fine. Chandler, go the f back. I'm not kidding. We don't know if this thing can change directions. We're not experts.
This one produced several areas of borderline EF5 damage and was nearly rated so. For an Alabama tornado, this one had exceptionally high visibility. It wasn't wrapped in rain or obscured by trees. This tornado was part of the notorious Dixie Alley super outbreak of 2011. Legendary meteorologist James Spann was covering the entire event live, and as the Tuscaloosa tornado starts to roll in, their focus really shifts to that. Tuscaloosa is pretty densely populated, there's a lot of people in the path, and that's what makes this one so terrifying, is this is a major metropolitan area full of people, downtown area. They're watching the tornado from a live feed on a tower cam, and it starts to cut out at one moment, so James Spann goes back to the radar imagery. The tower feed comes back on, and in one of the most legendary clips in broadcast meteorology, they cut back to the tower cam, so we go to his live reaction from that moment.
Large wedge tornado coming up into Tuscaloosa. This is McFarland Boulevard. Right,
we got it back. We got it back. Here it goes.
Let's pan over to the left.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Are you kidding me?
Look at all the stuff flying around up there.
That's coming over. Near Interstate 359 in Skyland. Nobody should be out there. This thing is going to be coming basically right down Skyland Boulevard. This is an extremely violent situation. Notice the power flashes. Please.
Just past the Tuscaloosa County or the Tuscaloosa City Police Department.
The police department is down there.
Can you imagine being one of the people in Tuscaloosa watching this broadcast live? You might just go into shock.
This is as violent a situation as you'll ever see. Again, there's your debris ball.
And it looked like, from sitting still at one point, that it had a mind, that it had personality. I'm watching people die.
So huge, and it was so close. It was almost like you could reach out and just touch it.
And I've gotta say, I feel like this one might be the most underrated tornado that we've ever seen. It's not that it's totally forgotten or it doesn't get talked about. I feel like it's probably just overshadowed by the sheer scale of what happened on that 2011 super outbreak. And it makes sense. I mean, there was 5 EF5s in one day. But what's crazy is that there was 216 tornadoes that day and over 250 fatalities. Over a quarter of those were from this one tornado. And when it comes to the damage, Tuscaloosa held the record for the most costly tornado in US history. It was passed a month later by the Joplin tornado, but even now it still sits at number 2.
Scores of buildings that have been leveled.
I think it really hit me the next morning that the night video, you just don't know, but that first light of day chopper video was just horrifying.
The destruction in Tuscaloosa was really brutal. It reminds me of the Joplin tornado or the Moore tornadoes. It just has the same energy to it. One of those rare high-end tornadoes that tracks directly through a very dense, packed area. In the end, this was a very lethal tornado, 64 fatalities, and almost $2.5 billion worth of damage. Number 2, Jarrell.
Okay, it's moving slowly toward us, but mostly south. God, look at that.
This one is, without a doubt, by any metric, one of the top terrifying tornadoes for anybody. The degree of the damage in this tornado is incomparable to any tornado. And I think it's very fair to say that this was the most violent tornado ever. It didn't take the most lives on a mass scale, but as far as concentrated damage, there has never been another quite like it. I just did a full video on this tornado, so go and check that out. I go into the details of the damage, and, well, let's just say everything in its path was granulated, including people. A common thing that's said after a major tornado is, there is nothing left. And in the case of Jarrell, it might be the only one where that's literally true. There was not even piles of debris left. Everything was gone. The primary reason for why the damage was so bad is that the Jarrell tornado was extremely slow moving. It was, of course, spinning violently, rapidly, very fast, but its forward speed was just a crawl. Some tornadoes are so violent, it's like they fracture our sense of reality itself. They leave you asking how something so impossible can exist in the same world where we live our ordinary lives. The worst tornadoes are more than just bad storms. They fracture our sense of reality itself. They're reminders that nature can conjure forces so violent that they feel almost unearthly. They traumatize random, innocent, good people in ways that are impossible to forget. In the end, Jarrell caused $40 million worth of damage and took 27 lives.
Just massive destruction.
There's a guy over there on top of the hill. He took his cows and sheep and goats. He took the hide right off. He took the leather right off. Pretty bad. Yanked the scalps right off of people too.
At number 1, the most terrifying tornado, we're going with the Joplin tornado. The main reason being that this is just far and away the worst tornado in modern American history. This one is the most lethal by a long shot. In fact, the Joplin tornado has more than twice as many fatalities as the second most lethal in modern American history. Watch how fast this thing blew up from a tiny little rope to a huge wedge.
Oh my gosh! Roll down your window! Roll down your window! Oh.
We got RFD. Don't want big hail.
That was a big power flash.
That could be lightning too.
Could be lightning, yeah.
I think they're
it's too low to be like.
Oh my god, that's power flashes.
Oh, that's
lots of power flashes.
It's like power flashes.
We need to get out of this too. See the rain wrapping there.
Freaking go, people.
Go, just go.
Oh no, alright, it's behind him.
Oh, good. Good god. This is bad, really bad.
Jesus. This is bad. That's a monster, this.
Oh,
explosion.
Oh my god.
Power flash.
Oh,
it is monster, right there.
Man. I feel sick right now. Very sick.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
Oh my god, this thing's massive.
Oh, there goes power. Oh, my God.
You guys see it back there?
Yes.
It's a monster to watch.
It's huge.
It's kind of hard to find, but there is some amazing footage of this tornado. For most of its lifespan, it was very difficult to see. It was heavily rain-wrapped, and that's part of what made it so lethal, is that people did not know it was coming until it was right on them.
Springfield Water Service, mile wide tornado, 20th of Meridian, 20th of Meridian, mile wide tornado, to F5, to F5, going through the city, film it. F5 County, oh my God.
If you go outside, you may not be able to see it. Take shelter now. It looks like this is a pretty powerful tornado. You can see that it was taking out those transformers.
Absolutely.
Take cover.
Yes, please.
Right now.
Please,
I am telling you to
yes,
take cover.
Take cover right now.
We do have a
Folks,
tornado on the ground.
This is a tornado. Yeah, this is a very dangerous situation.
Tornado on over Flying J. Tornado over Flying J.
That is a tornado, people. That is a tornado, and I am getting it on camera. I am getting this cat crap on camera.
Right here, it's right there. Right here above us. See right there in the clouds. Look at the air.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh my God.
I know, I see it.
Holy shit, it's right here.
It's hitting the house. Get over here.
That's a tornado. Get in here. God damn it. Come on, Kelly. Kelly. Robbie, hurry. That's a tornado.
I always heard it sounded like a train. I hear a train.
I just saw a car flying through the air, man.
What is that? Where are you at?
Some stuff's breaking in the back.
Yeah, I know.
Can we go in the cooler?
We're good. We're good.
It's okay.
I think we're gonna do it. I know. I love everyone. I love everyone, man. Yeah, I love all you guys.
When the tornado left, the scene was just total annihilation. A reminder that everything familiar, everything human can be taken away in minutes, leaving only the raw, unimaginable violence and power of nature. To watch a thriving city erased in minutes is to realize how delicate our place in this world truly is.
There's bodies everywhere on the southwest side of Joplin. People are trapped in their houses and people are gone. This whole scene on the southwest side of Joplin is unbelievable.
Level. Joplin is a mess. Joplin is leveled. Oh my gosh.
Joplin is a reminder that there's a very fine line between civilization and total chaos. The tornado left 161 casualties and nearly $3 billion in damage.
Hello? Oh, come here, sweetie. Come here, honey. Come here, sweetie. It's okay. Come here, baby. Come on, sweetie.
Tornadoes are equal parts fascinating and horrifying, beautiful and terrible. Is there anything else that can create such a stark juxtaposition? On one hand, you have these graceful, elegant, mystifying, and mesmerizing phenomena of nature, and on the other hand, some of the darkest, most nightmarish scenes you could ever imagine. When you see a tornado in the real world, it's either one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see, or it's one of the absolute worst things you will ever see. There's not a lot of space in between, and I guess that's what makes them so descriptive of the nature of our world. The highest of highs, pure excitement and adrenaline, and the lowest of lows, pure fear and adrenaline. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps out immensely. And pick up Proton VPN. Follow the link in the description. It'll help this channel out and it can help you out. And I'll see you on the next one.